Good morning. Well, we shall see about the classification of meristem. The meristem are classified on the basis of origin and development of initiating cells. Meristem based on function and based on position in the plant body. So we shall see the classification of meristem based on origin. So you can see here in the diagram, in case of primary meristem, primary meristem are those meristem forms the primary fundamental parts of the plant body. The main primary meristems are the apex of root, stem, leaves and other similar appendages. And they are showing the primordial meristem, which are having the promeristem or embryonic cells. The secondary meristems appear after a certain period of stage of development of plant organ. It always present or arise in permanent tissue and they develop from mature cells which are already differentiated. These cells are found lying along the side of the stem and root. The secondary meristem is phellogen or cork cambium. You can see in the diagram here, cork cambium, and the secondary meristem develops lateral and at the time of emergency, that is healing of the wound. This is the showing about the secondary meristem. Next is the meristem based on position. First is apical meristem. You can see here at the tip of the stem, tip of the shoot and root, you can see this. They occur at the tip of shoot, root and leaves. They are composed of one or more cells. They are present in the growing tips. So they are called as a apical cell or apical initial. These cells, apical meristem cells, maintain their individuality and position. This apical meristem helps in the increase in length and they produce the primary structure of plants. Apical meristem is terminal stem and subterminal in roots. So next we shall see about the lateral meristem here. These lateral meristem parallel to the organ in which they occurs. They are helping in the increasing diameter of the plant body. They increase diameter by adding new cells to the existing tissue and they divide only in one plane. The dividing plane is periclinal plane and you can see here these are the apical meristem, this is intercalary meristem and this is the lateral meristem. So this is the next is intercalary meristem. The meristem present between permanent tissue and they are actively growing region behind the apical meristem. They are not typical meristem but they are commonly found in the internodes of vascular plants, in the leaf sheath of grasses, just above the node of equisetum. They are portion of apical meristem that are separated from the apex during development by layers of differentiated tissues. So you can see next is the meristem based on function. On the basis of their function, the primary meristem of the root and shoot apices have been classified into protoderm. You can see here this is showing about the protoderm here. Then procambium is concerned. These are the showing procambium and these are the ground tissue which are present here in the center, that is called as a ground tissue here. So what are the protoderm? It is the first outermost. Protoderm is the outermost meristematic layer of young growing region of apices which are converted into epidermis. Finally, it is going to convert into epidermis. Next is the procambium. Procambium, that is showing about the narrow, made up of elongated prosenchimatous tissue. Meristematic tissues are going to convert into primary vascular tissues here. Next is the ground tissue. These are the showing the ground tissue, ground meristem, which are thin walled, develops into hypodermis and that is showing about the cortex, epidermis, hypodermis, cortex, and in the center there is a presence of the pith here and the vascular tissues. The ground meristems are precursors of the ground tissue system.